Manny. He's a mix of breeds, so he's some sort of terrier mix. He wasn't the original dog they signed up. They signed up the housemate who comes next week, who is a very young, wild mini Bernedoodle, who was wreaking havoc. They signed him up first, and then they said, you know what? Let's get both dogs on track. He is very anxious when people knock on the door and come in. It's just nonstop barking.
Even once they're in?
For a little while after they're in.
Yeah.
So like when I got out of my car at drop off, he was in his car already parked, just nonstop barking. Bark, 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 bark. But as soon as he came out of the car, he stopped.
How long has he been barking like that for?
Probably his whole life.
So we're talking half a decade?
Yes. Begging for food, jumping, minor things. Gets along with the housemate, but is also teaching the housemate some bad things.
Look how interesting this is. He's very stressed right now, and we have nobody started anything. It's just he's out of his comfort zone. So that's an immediate tell that this dog is leading at home, or so he thinks. But he doesn't really have what it takes to lead, so therefore it's stressful. And all that confidence is really just built up from that one environment and how everything responds in that one environment. Once he comes here, he hasn't even had correction yet. And he looks like this, because it's really a false confidence, I think. I think that he thinks he's high up on the totem pole, and he comes into a new environment and he's like, where are my reminders that I'm high up on the totem pole? Where is when I bark at this happens and this? So automatically, before I even interact with him, I see a lot of drooling, unless that's car sickness, no?
No car sickness, no.
And just insecure. You went to go dress him and put the leash and everything on, and his tail was kind of like tucked and stuff. So 7. So these are some red flags right here, because a stable dog wouldn't break down just going to a different house like this.
Look at him staring at the exit.
Yeah, you know what he wants. He's like, I can't wait to try to run away.
He sat for me when I told him to, but he turned himself and oriented himself towards the door that he just entered through.
Yeah. So we can already see what's going on here. Also, he is kind of an insecure guy underneath it, obviously, and he's kind of leading how the pack responds to,
Human.
As he feels more comfortable, as time goes on here and nothing bad's happening, he'll start to be himself more.
Hey, human with thumbs, can you open the door?
Yeah. So, I'm sure there's a lot of work. Now the question is this is always the question. How is he going to respond when we start to correct the things we don't like and start directing him, which is really just being an authority figure? How is he going to respond to that? How does any dog respond to that, right? Are they just like, okay, yes, I'll do what you say? Or do they fight the system first, realize it doesn't go anywhere, and then get on board, right? Typically, everybody has a little temper tantrum at one point. Whatever, it might look more intense for other dogs and less intense. It might come out in different ways, but that temper tantrum of I don't want to give you control, or I don't want to take your authority, your direction, your correction. That's just a dog not being a follower, and he needs a leader. He needs to be a follower, but he's in a leading position. That's why he's stressed and overreacting all the time. That's why when he barks, it's not just one proper bark like somebody's here, and then you say quiet. It's overreaction because he's insecure, because he's in a position that he's not supposed to be, and the only reason that's happening is because nobody's correcting it properly when he stands up to do the job, right? Because that's what happens in the pack. If he's not the one that should be making the choices, he'll get corrected for trying, and that'll keep him from doing it. And that's barking. That's basically deciding how we respond to things that come into our environment, right? That's top tier stuff. So that's not his natural position, is what I'm saying, right? He can't handle it, obviously. Good. So the real way to help him is to become his leader, and more importantly, you'll become his leader by creating a follower, right? And then maintaining that relationship dynamic. That solves the insecurity, that solves the overreaction, that solves the not listening, that solves it. The training is just our communication on top of that, so that he understands what I'm saying to him, right? But I'm going to use it in a way so that we get the right relationship in our pack, and that's going to make him feel so much better. Less stress, less reactionary to the environment, more passive and just listening, right? Where he should be. Okay? Because look, if I put him in a pack with some real dogs, he ain't leading. No. So that's why. Okay? What's his name again, Manny?
Manny.
Hi, Manny. Good. Good. If I move funky, it's because I just have a bum knee right now. I have a bum leg.
Hi, buddy. Cute little scruffy guy.
Hi. How are you today? As he builds relationships, and like if he wasn't in training and we were just like, you know, people that didn't have a clue, we just wanted to, he would build a relationship with us, realize that he could take over, and then he would just be himself here, right? So that's what's going to happen is different relationships, different responses for the behavior will change the auto response, because they do get on auto response. They find a behavior that they think is valuable and that works, and they just go on repeat, right? Good. And we're talking 7 years. That's a long time. All right, let's get started.
He's scared of a door opening.
Yeah. I mean, these are for 7. This is pretty. You expect this kind of stuff maybe in some dogs
Fear stage.
during the fear stage, right?
7, 8 months old.
You know, a door opening, it kind of hit the door stopper. I shouldn't really do it.
I bet he was gonna jump on the bed.
Hey, Manny, come.
He's jumping up on the window. We're teaching him the tone recall now.
Good. Good. Come here, Manny. How are you, dude? How are you?
Beep, stem,
Manny.
goes higher as he goes away, comes lower as he
Manny,
gets
come
towards
here.
Josh, turns off when it gets in front of Josh.
Manny.
And we're
Come
giving him
here.
all the information. Come here, hand signals, feeding him the answer.
Good boy.
So the only way this would be difficult for him is if he was not trying. Because something tells me at 7 years old he's heard "come here" before and he knows what it means.
He knows exactly what it means. Good boy. Good. Yeah. Okay. This is pre-correction. I haven't corrected this dog.
He's telling you, "Don't touch me.
Yeah,
Don't touch my rear."
This is insecurity overreaction.
Yes.
That's the worst bites, by the way.
Yeah.
The
Fear.
insecure overreacting ones.
Yep.
They're gonna nip you good. Come here. Yeah. Fear bites aren't good. Come here. Manny. Come here. Manny. Come here.
So now he's doing what Josh would
Good.
call active ignoring. So
Good.
he's saying, "I hear you, but I'm just
Good.
going to pretend like I don't and hope this goes away."
Come here.
It's so common, and people actually think their dogs are deaf when they do this, and when they adopt them as puppies or from a shelter.
Manny.
We've actually had owners who took their dog to the vet to get their hearing checked.
Manny.
Turns out they were just ignoring them.
Good boy.
So he gets a good boy because he's trying something. Even though he's walking the wrong direction, he's doing something.
Come here, Manny.
So we will never correct a dog for trying. It's only if they are not doing anything to try to solve the puzzle. Okay? Active ignoring. He's not used to people being able to control him at a distance without a leash in their hand.
Come on, Manny.
It's so interesting.
Good boy.
Good. So he's trying something. He's just not getting the answer right, but that's okay.
Well, he knows what to do. Right?
Yeah, he knows what to do.
This is he's 7, so he knows what this is. He knows this isn't a recall. He knows it's about control.
Yes.
And he's like, no.
Nope.
Right? It's a hierarchical. He knows I'm going after that.
Yeah.
And so that's good. But that's what we need to go after.
Yeah.
I'm not avoiding that, and that's why we'll be successful.
Right, and he's designed to fight for this.
Oh, he has to test it.
Yep.
We have to earn leader. Okay. Turn it off a little bit, and then.
Turning back up. Right? Look how clear that is.
Come here, buddy. Good.
He says, "I'll come, but I'm not going to stay."
Yeah.
And I'll come, but I'm not going to come right in front of you.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Wow. Oh, good boy. So he says, "Oh, every time I'm right here, the pressure turns off. If I go here, it turns up. If I come back, it turns off." He's a smart dog. That's where he's going to choose to sit.
So now I'm going to touch him, and that might produce him to flee again out of fear.
Yep.
Good boy, man.
Good boy.
Definitely an underexperienced guy. Well, at least he doesn't have. If he did get the experiences, they didn't go well.
Yeah.
Because this is,
Puppy stuff. Fear
And
stage.
here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I'm gonna tackle this real quick. I'm gonna put this in there. Most people, if they found us on the street and he started acting this way,
he's abused,
beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if he's reacting that way to me, it must be men with beards and heads.
Yep.
It's how many dogs have we worked with that had aggression and severe anxiety throughout all the years that was beaten or abused?
Never.
Zero. The worst ones were the most pampered ones.
Yes.
It's and people just fall for it. It's not happening like people think it is. You know? Not getting beaten, thrown out on the streets like you think. Our clients aren't.
He's got a great family at home.
This is lack of the proper direction and through tough love.
Yes.
You know, obviously we didn't know exactly what to do for a long period of time. And it is tough love. He needs to be corrected for these things and directed until he gets it right. And then once he gets it right, good.
Good.
Come
Good
on,
job, bud.
Come here. Manny.
God, he's cute. He's so freaking cute.
Good. He might need a little haircut so we can see all the
No, we can trim his eye hair. Good. It looks like Josh is doing nothing, but I'm telling you guys, this dog is not choosing to sit here on his own.
I mean, he is. He is choosing to sit here on his own. But we've provided experiences to make him make this. That's the beauty of it with this style, is the dog tries all the bad things that everybody tries to avoid, meaning he could run away, he could try to bite, he could do all this stuff. But he gets to express and then document the outcome, and then this is the one that keeps being the best outcome.
Yes.
So he's going to think it's his choice.
Yes.
You understand? In
It's
some
great.
ways. I mean, you know, he knows that I'm going after control, but I'm not doing it in such a way right now where I'm saying, you versus me, get over here. It's so I really think it locks in.
Good boy.
Very quick. Yeah.
He's still, I can't wait till you do the door because he's so obsessed with walking out that door.
I have to stand up here.
So every time he walks away, he's get recalled again. So this is how we start building and shaping and naming the stay.
Come.
Okay? He knows where he came in, huh?
Hi, Manny. I'm standing now. It's different. It's less submissive. Good. Good. I am going to move a little funky today because of my bum leg, but I think that I'm still getting the messages
Yeah,
across.
Josh had a procedure yesterday to something with his veins in his leg.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a wrap on it.
It was a very insane experience. It was traumatic. And I have more to come. So, we'll talk about that some other time. It was traumatic. Yeah, good. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, good boy, Manny. Look how he's starting to feel better throughout this whole session. He's not even drooling anymore.
Good. Yes, he's going to feel better and better and better. I really like it. I really like it.
Look at his wiry hair. He's so cute and scruffy.
He sure is. He's thick and muscular, too.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. We're rewarding and marking that eye contact. He says, keep petting me.
Good. I'm going to teach him to release now, okay? Break.
Good boy, Manny. Good job.
Good boy.
Wow. Doesn't he remind you of Lucy?
Yeah.
Lucy was 50% pickle,
Hello.
50% Shih Tzu.
Oh my gosh, I do remember that. That was amazing. What's up, dude? That was awesome.
Aww.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. So we're training the commands and building the relationship at the same time, simultaneously. Because what we're really doing is we're putting them in an experience, right? And which happens just to be in a new environment right now. And he's exploring, and so he's just learned. He's never been in this room, but he's just learned the recall within a matter of minutes here. Is it done? No, because we need to proof it and make sure that he understands it fully. But you can see, it's evident that he understands what to do in just a few reps. And I didn't. What the cool thing is like I didn't have to be very direct with him, like grab a leash and show. Like I feel like I have to grab a leash and show him exactly where to be. The e-collar stim stays on, and I can dial up in intensity or down in intensity depending on if he goes further away, if he's not trying, or if he gets closer. And as soon as he gets in my bubble, it turns off. So that's they learn like rep 1, rep 2, right? The rest is just, I don't want to listen, testing the boundaries, okay, I'll listen, right?
This is so great to do first thing because it will help us with everything. Potties, in and out of the crate, moving around the house. We can't do anything if we don't have a recall. Good boy! Watch him go straight to the door.
Come here, Manny. boy, Manny. Good boy.
Wow.
Good boy. Wow.
Look at the hustle. I love that he's offering a sit. I love that. Good boy. Nice job, Josh.
Thank you. Good. Break.
Wow.
Break. Yeah.
Look at you. You look good. He's like, what? They're proud of me. Oh, look at that shake. That is a great sign during the first session. It means he's just shaking off some stress.
Good.
That's what the term shake it off comes from.
Yeah,
dogs. Because they literally do. They shake it off.
Let's get a dog. Wait. Let's hold it. Let's put a pin in it and use the recall. Come, Manny. 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 Come. Good boy, Manny.
Wow. Recalling off of a brand new dog.
Good. Come here, Manny. Come here, Manny. Good.
He gets even more scruffy when he shakes.
Come here, bud. Good job.
Nice work.
Break. It was just me and him in the environment, and then something entered the environment. Could be a person, a dog, whatever. Could be food. He said, that's my job, and I'm entitled to the ability to have it first. I just had a conversation with him, which if you do as a puppy goes really well. Things that come in the environment, I get first, because remember the hierarchy, right? When I claim things like this, every time I'm able to do it and he allows it, that's our dynamic proper, right? See, you understand?
Mm-hmm. He understands, yeah.
He knows.
He knows
right?
exactly what.
Because that's what dogs will do to
Yep.
each other. This is a bit of their language here. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring the scent to him. See how he responds to this. Hey, man, good boy. You did a good job, man. Get his interest there. Good job, man. Nice work. Now see this? Break.
Yeah. Good boy, man. Oh, Ricky feels good.
Okay, Manny. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Good. Good. Easy release. Very good. Very good. Here. Very good. Good boy. Good. Very good. Good boy. Very good. 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 Very nice. Okay, out.
Nice interaction. Good
Wow.
job. Ricky feels good.
See, well, this is important.
Now you're showing Manny you can keep other dogs from annoying him.
I can provide protection.
Mm-hmm.
So within these experiences, he's saying we can have control, which is recall. I can claim the things that come, high value things that come into the environment, and I can protect you when you're feeling insecure. That's gonna add up to him saying, this guy must be the leader around here, right? The experiences we give him is going to shape the relationship. The relationship is just the history. What did you do with them when this happened? When you understand? So they remember that. So I'm building myself a nice relationship to have influence over him. So in the future, he's just gonna listen to me because he's gonna see me as leader and him as follower. He's not gonna mess with resources, which means if I don't want him to, he's not gonna bark at the door, because one of the things that the leader gets is access to the resources, right? Food, people, anything we see valuable. We also get access to decide how we respond to something. So if he steps on my toes by trying to deal with the situation and I correct him, that's going to produce him hearing the situation next time or seeing it next time, holding back and waiting to get directed by me. So I can say, don't worry about it. And that mentality is how we can raise them to teach them to have good judgment so that they're not overreacting, so that when they do bark, it's for a good reason, and they don't bark just at everything, and they definitely don't do it rough for that, like that. You know, even when the guests come in and you're interacting with them and everything seems friendly, still barking. It's not good. Okay? Good. And I don't have to train him not to bark. I just have to correct him when he does. That's what the training part is. You're letting him know, hey, I don't like that. He still does it. This is what happens when you do. That's the leader thing. That's the tough love thing. And guess what happens? They don't bark. Isn't that right, Bruce? Right? So it's really, that's it. All right, we're gonna let more dogs in here now. Go get the Izzy and Sparky. Is this there? Good. Okay, so we let her in the room. I claimed her. I got to her, I called her to me. He started to come up. I said no. Little correction. He sent himself away. Does he want to be up on her?
Absolutely.
Yes. He ran right towards her, right? A little more cautious this time than on the Riggins because we just had that. But he's going to learn it's a hierarchy thing, which means it's not just Izzy and Riggins. It's generalized to just anything you find valuable, assume I do too, and leave it for me to decide how we deal with it, right? And that's the follower thing, and that's where all the magic is, because then guess what? They just listen. You say do, they do. You say stop, they stop. And that's what we're really missing. It's not the barking, it's that he won't stop when you say stop, right? It's not the jumping, or if that's what he does, or whatever he's doing wrong, it's that he won't stop when you say stop. And it's not the lack of knowledge of the commands, he just won't do it when you say do it. Right? Because every time you have a conversation like that with him, and he says, he kind of flips you the bird and doesn't listen, if that worked, that establishes the hierarchy. Mm-hmm. All right? So he sees himself as very valuable, able to win confrontations with you, which, you know, makes him see you as below. And so therefore he'll act as such. But then he'll have the weight of responsibility on his shoulders of how to respond to everything. I'm the leader, and now he's stressed because he's not supposed to be the leader. Okay? So actually correcting that stuff is going to do him a favor. He's going to actually feel better. Mm-hmm. We're already seeing it. Okay? Great.
Nice work.
Good. Great. She wanted to check in after she waited for my permission to go sniffing. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff. I could have said no to that. She was asking by looking and waiting. Good. And then he can see that I can push her away. Good boy. Yes, very nice. Very good. Now, what we're going to do is bring in Sparky, the last one. Sparky. This time,
he doesn't even try.
So he doesn't try, right? Alright, you got it. He assumed the thing that he wanted to go up, he's going to let me have first. This is going to generalize to everything, guys. The people at the door, the dogs on the walk, everything. When it creates a follower, and then a follower is so much easier to live with. It's not even fair, right? Do you see how Izzy waited for me to tell her that she could even go interact? She's like, can I? She knows that I need her. That's it. She was waiting. Yeah. She was waiting because she was followed. Great.
Woo!
That's good. Everybody's having so much fun. Whoa. This is a lot of pressure for him. Oh my goodness.
Removed from his pack, but with 3 dogs he doesn't now. Sparky.
See, if I can control her and her energy and him, then it just locks the brain. It's not the personality doesn't stand a chance. The brain just says he's relevant. He's the authority figure. It gets used to acting that way around me, and then that just becomes the default. They don't keep thinking every time we see each other, right? After a while, they settle into their associated behaviors, and you know, the dog just do the same thing forever. That's why when he decided that barking is the thing to do at the guest, he's not even thinking about it anymore. It's just reaction when he hears the noise at the door. We can get that with good behaviors too, not just bad behaviors. You can actually get that level of commitment, right? Here's the thing though, some of these bad behaviors are self-rewarding and fun. So there's always a chance that the dog pushes your boundaries. How you respond to that is what keeps him in line so that he's not a nuisance on the daily. Good. Good. Good girl. For those of you who don't know, she has a neurological disorder, so she can't really help the way she moves sometimes, and so she'll bump into them and she really sets dogs off because she's very strange. Her movements are unpredictable even to herself, so. Break.
Yeah, let's go, boys. Come on, Manny.
More nose, which is good. Sniffing more. That's good. Interesting stuff.
He wants to go to you.
Yeah, he does. But he doesn't want. But then he doesn't want to because then that means he's. You understand?
Yeah.
You see the conflict? Alright, we're gonna, next thing now, he wants to go out the door, let's let them out, let's let them have a potty, spend a few minutes out there, and then the good old recall inside. He's probably not gonna want to recall back inside because a lot of dogs think that outside means there's an access to get out somewhere. They'll look for ways to get out of the gate and stuff. He just got here, he's been insecure since he's got here, of course he's gonna look for a way out, right? Let's see if he'll listen to the recall in that situation.
He certainly knows the exit because that's where he came in. That's all he wants to do right now. So now we're going to recall him. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, look at that response to the recall.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I think that was beautiful.
Amazing.
I didn't even get to the stem because he just...
Immediate response to the beep.
That's the game. If he recalls immediately, there is no stem.
Yep.
And then he's learning that. So he's like, oh, okay, so just listen.
Yep. And I always tell people we end session 1, day 1, when we have an immediate response to the tone and a basic stay.
Mm-hmm. Break.
Nice work.